Hi, welcome to another video by Jimthecarguy. Today we're going to be working on a 2006. It's an F350 Super Duty, and we're going to be replacing the front brake pads. We're not going to be removing the rotors. We're just going to be really replacing just the brake pads. Let's get in there and get to work. Here's an example of some of the tools you're going to need to do the brakes on this here. It's really not a lot of tools, just a few basic hand tools. This one is to actually push the piston back in. I'll show you how to do that. Obviously a ratchet with a 16mm socket to remove this bolt here, as well as this bolt over here. And we're going to remove the caliper from the car and then we'll push it back in. A pry bar to try to push the pistons back in, and if all else fails, a screwdriver to just give it a push back in. So all right, let's get started and get this job wrapped up. Okay, what you do is get in here with a pry bar and try to pry back the brake pad a little bit so you can get a little bit of room to get the caliper off, because it gets pretty rusty. So you just have to keep constant pressure on it, and it pushes back in just a little bit, just enough to get it off. So that's enough to get it off. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to take out these two bolts here, and we're going to take the caliper off. Break this loose. Let's get it back here, guys. And then we'll break this one loose here too. Okay, once they're loose, you can just take these out by hand. Don't lose them because you're going to need to use these over again. Same thing here. And we just take the caliper off. I'm going to need two hands for this, so I'm going to put this down. Okay, you just put the two shoes or brake pads in here like this. Put your tool in here like that, and you can turn it and slowly push these pistons back in. Okay? And you just turn it, and it pushes the pistons back in place. Okay, once the pistons are pushed back in, then you just take this tool out. Take your two brake pads and just put them on the ground for now. Now what we're going to need to do is we're going to take these pads out. Like this. And now we're going to Now, whenever you change brake pads, you have to put on the new hardware that goes with it. So you just lay the pads on the ground, and you put your hardware on the same way it comes off. There's only one way it can really go. Like that. And this one goes on here like this. Same thing here. Can't go there. Like that. And like this. And then we're going to lubricate everything, and then we're going to put it back in. Everywhere where the brake pad touches, you put grease. This. Right, you take these slide pins here out, and we're going to lubricate these slide pins also to avoid a problem later on down the road. You push the rubber back and you pull them out. Same thing here. And then you take the slide pin out and you lubricate it and put it right back in again. Make sure it pushes in all the way and the boot comes back up. Same thing here. Like that. Put it back in. Make sure it goes in all the way and it slides. Nice and easy. Alright? Put the brake pan into the caliper here. Like that. It's supposed to have a little bit of spring tension on it like that. And then we'll put the other one into the back. Same way. Okay, that's the way it's supposed to be. A little bit of tension to pull back off. So when you apply the brake, it'll pop back off and it won't stay applied. Next thing you do is put your caliper over the top. Make sure that your hoses are not twisted like this. Then you put it in the back and you slide it over the top. And then we'll catch our bolts onto the top. And before you tighten them in, you make sure both of them are caught. After you have them both caught, then you can tighten them up all the way. Alright. Okay. You always want to make sure that these pieces here are in flush where they're supposed to be and not binding up on that piece of the caliper. Alright, so now we're tight, top and bottom. We put the brake pads on the way they're supposed to be, lubricated everything, and that's it. We're all set. Alright, so this side's all set. Next thing we're going to do is go to the other side, and we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side, and we're going to wrap this job up. Alright? Okay, thanks, and I'll see you on the next one.